What is the best nutrition for fat loss? Well, in this video, I'm gonna share 5 tips that you can start doing today to start seeing that weight drop on the scale, so stay tuned. Before I dive into those tips, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you get notified every single time I post a new weight loss video or new workout video. My name is Jenny and I am an online coach, personal trainer, group fitness instructor, and nutrition coach with over 10 years of experience in the health and fitness industry. And I've helped thousands of people get in shape and fall in love with their bodies and take control of their eating habits through my live classes, my online challenges and programs, and through my one-on-one nutrition coaching client sessions. And in this video, I'm gonna share the 5 basic tips that you can start doing today to start seeing the results that you want. So let's get to it. Tip number 1 is to make sure that you're eating real food and limiting the amount of processed food that you're eating. When I talk about real food, I'm talking about things that you actually understand, that actually come from the earth, and really you shouldn't be able to find these in a box or a packaged wrapper or plastic. So think vegetables, think fruits, think nuts and seeds, poultry, seafood, meat, eggs. These are all foods that our body actually understands and recognizes and can use these nutrients to survive and thrive and make sure that we're feeling good and energized throughout the day. When I'm talking about processed foods, I'm talking about the things that you find in the middle aisles of the grocery store. So think cookies, candies, pastries, chips, soda, popcorn. These are all very nutrient stripped, so they don't have a lot of nutrients. A lot of the nutrients were at some point there when they created it, but with the processing that goes on in the factories, we're left with this fake version of food that our body just cannot recognize. Now remember, while we do lose weight with this whole calories in, calories out balance, the less calories we consume and the more energy we expend, we can see a weight loss. However, calories, where they came from, is super important. So let's say you give yourself a 200 calorie limit on your snack, okay? And you can choose between 200 calories of a Snicker bar or 200 calories of a bowl of fruit. Now, they're the same amount of calories, but the differences vary tremendously. With a Snicker bar, you're getting a lot of high sugar, a lot of processed food, a lot of ingredients that our body does not recognize. Our blood sugar will spike up, leaving us with a sugar crash, and we're not gonna be really fueling our bodies to work in the most optimal way. However, with the bowl of fruit, it's still the same amount of calories, but it's a lot more nutrient dense. It has fiber to help us feel full and satisfied from those 200 calories and gives us tons of antioxidants to help us give us energy, mental clarity, focus, and will actually help our body in the long run. So remember, your body is an engine, and what fuel you put into your engine matters. You want to make sure that you are giving it high quality gas. You know, with the amount of calories you're consuming, you want to make sure that you're prioritizing the real food and limiting the processed food. Tip number 2 is to make sure that you're eating enough vegetables throughout the day. Now, it is recommended to be eating about 4 to 6 servings of vegetables a day, and depending on where you're at on your journey, that can be extremely hard to do. So there's a couple of different hacks that I like to do in my life, and maybe you can incorporate it into your own. What I like to do for breakfast is make a breakfast green smoothie. So I put my almond milk, I put my ice, my banana, my protein powder, but I'll stuff a handful of spinach, leafy greens, or kale into that smoothie. Now, that might sound disgusting, but when you blend it all together, you actually can't even taste it. And it is such a great cheat or a little hack to get in a little bit more vegetables in your breakfast. Now for lunch and dinner, I love to just roast vegetables. I love to put it on a sheet pan, put it in the oven around 375 to 425 degrees, and I just roast it for about 20 to 25 minutes. You can do anything with your vegetables, whatever you enjoy. I personally love Brussels sprouts, broccoli, I love red onions, sweet potatoes as well. Many different different options that you can do for a sheet pan of vegetables. Another great kind of hack or cheat to get more vegetables in is, let's say you love eating rice for your dinner. You have rice, vegetables, and protein. To add in more vegetables to your meal, you can sub rice for cauliflower rice. There are a lot of stores that have pre-made options there, and it's super easy to just stir fry it and have it ready to go. Another option, in case you are a spaghetti or pasta addict, is to make vegetable noodles. So zucchini noodles, for example, is a way that you can get those vegetables in and feel like you're eating regular spaghetti, but you're actually eating zucchini. So these are options that you can find already pre-made, pre-cut, depending on which grocery store you go to, or you can get one of those spiralizers from Amazon, super cheap and a super fun way to kind of sub out those carb alternatives to add more vegetables into your diet. Tip number 3 is to avoid refined carbs and trans fats. These are the worst for you because it has really little to no benefit to your body by eating them. Refined carbs, you'll definitely find this in your pizza dough, in your pastries, in your cookies, in your cake, pretty much in anything that is good and tastes awesome. You probably want to avoid it. So you want to make sure that those refined carbs are out of your diet and you are emphasizing more nutrient-dense whole grains such as quinoa or brown rice or whole grain bread, higher fiber cereal. There's more nutrient-dense cereals out there. But again, to go back to tip number 1, we want to avoid processed foods in general, but along your fitness journey, trying to find smarter options of processed foods can be the next step on your journey. Trans fat is also something that you will find in margarine or your fried foods. So think French fries, think fried onions or onion rings or whatever you'll find in just your basic fast food restaurant or fast food drive-through. There is a lot of trans fat in there, and that's what leads to clogged arteries, heart disease, obesity-related diseases, and we want to avoid trans fat altogether. So avoiding those, but just remember, fats are important. Just the source of the fat is where we want to be careful. So avoiding the fried foods, avoiding the vegetable shortenings, stuff like that you'll find in those fried, fatty, drive-through, junk food type of sources, and prioritizing healthy fats such as avocados, nuts and seeds, grass-fed salted butter or unsalted butter, ghee, olive oil, coconut oil, and so on. Now, question for you, what is the food that is bad for you that is so hard for you to give up? Is it cookies? Is it cake, pizza, ice cream? Let me know in the comments below so I can help support you. Tip number 4 is to reduce your high calorie and high sugar drinks. Now, you might be eating the correct amount of calories every single day, but a lot of the secret calories that we might be consuming is coming through our liquid beverages. So soda is a big culprit as far as intaking a lot of sugar and a lot of calories. So is a lot of our fruit juices and any sort of high calorie drinks, such as like your Starbucks drink, for example. Like that Starbucks drink alone, depending on what you're getting, can be 500 calories on top of what you're already eating. And if you're trying to really lose fat and lose weight, we want to avoid those liquid calories as much as possible. So a couple options for you is, in case you are a soda addict, trying to go towards sparkling water or infused soda where it's more of a natural sourced sugar such as stevia, that might be a good option. There's also herbal teas that are 0 calories but gives you that flavor. You can also infuse your own water by putting in berries such as blueberries or strawberries or cucumber, lemon, lime, just to give that water a little bit of a spritz of flavor in case you don't like water. But always, always, always prioritize water. That is our number 1 source of liquid we should be drinking a majority of the time. And tip number 5 is to reduce your overall sugar intake. Sugar is by far the killer when it comes to obesity and heart-related diseases, and we can pretty much find sugar in any processed food imaginable. So try to prioritize fruit that is our nature's candy. It is the best source of sugar that you should be consuming. If you are going to eat sugar, try to get the fruit source of whatever that is you're eating. So if you're having a strawberry ice cream, eat strawberries instead. That will just make sure that we're not only getting the antioxidants and nutrients that we need that our body wants to thrive, but number two, it also gives us fiber. So it helps us to feel satisfied and full and doesn't give us that sugar crash that a lot of our processed junk food does. Couple options for sugar alternatives, because I am a huge sweet tooth myself. I love dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is a great way to get a lot of antioxidants, and the more cacao, the more bitter the chocolate is, the better it is for you. Yes, it is an acquired taste if you're very used to milk chocolate, but I promise over time you'll build up those taste buds to start to actually enjoy dark chocolate. Another way, in case you are a big ice cream addict, is to maybe make your own homemade ice cream. There's a bunch of different recipes that you can Google, but you can just take almond milk, maybe a frozen banana, peanut butter, almond butter, whip it up in a blender, and then just freeze it for a couple hours, and you got yourself some homemade ice cream. Bowl of fruit is a perfect option. You can just sprinkle a little bit of coconut flakes, maybe a drizzle of honey, not too much, and that is a perfect sweet fix for your sugar craving. So I hope those 5 tips help you start to create some ideas for yourself on what you can start doing today to start losing that fat. If this video helped you, let me know and tell me in the comments below. Like and comment to let me know you enjoyed it. And if you need a little bit more help in your nutrition and fat loss journey, I have created a portion control cheat sheet guide to help you learn how to portion your foods without having to count calories or have to be so obsessed about dieting. It is such a great way to learn how you can create those healthy, balanced meals. So I'll provide the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.